So hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday night call where we're going to talk a little bit about Zinzino. I have been involved with Zinzino for over 12 years, so you might actually feel a little bit of excitement coming from me because it really has made such a difference for me and my family. My name is Karla Nelson Wolf, and I'm from Clear Lake, Minnesota, and I'm a former teacher and a counselor. My first experience with Zinzino was that somebody talked to me about that you can actually take a test and find out this about balance. And I was like, well, this would be really interesting to do, not only for myself, but because I'm the mother of four children, and I could actually test these four children and find out uh, a little bit about them and maybe do my own kind of little study. And what I found out quite shocked me because my youngest, who was the kind of kid who really lived in his own world, was so far off from the other children that it just intrigued me. And within a short period of time, he started to change. And I'm going to tell a little bit more about that story, but that is actually what really got me started. And then I wanted to tell everybody about this. When it does something for your children, moms get excited. And one of the people I started to talk to is in my family. I wanted my family to know they started to see the change in my son. And uh, they started to ask questions about things too, going, what is this again? And what does this do? And I think quite a few of us are getting a little bit excited about it. So I'd like to introduce somebody who is also becoming quite passionate about this because of what it's done for her and her family. And she happens to be my cousin. So let's welcome on here, Angela Lewandowski. Hi, Angie. How you doing?
Hey, Carla. Glad to be here. Thank you. Yes, like you said, we heard a little bit about this, and when you came to me and said, I'd like to hear about what I've been doing and the changes that have been going on in your family. And it was very intriguing to me as well because I had a daughter that was as well in her own little world. And I also had been a coach of sports for many years. So I always thought I was very healthy. And I had four daughters at home at the time, and we always ate at home and thought we're really doing the best we can, right? But then found out that maybe we weren't. So it was very exciting to take a look at this.
And that's what is kind of fun is so many people really think that they're being healthy or they want to be healthy, but how do you really know? I mean, I remember when my son got a diagnosis. I was living overseas at the time, and being a teacher and a counselor there, uh, one of the things that they do is they actually give you a package that talks about your nutrition. So I
Mhm.
was doing what they recommended. But Ange, it was so different because, I remember thinking, looking at him and saying, well, how do I know if this is really working?
Mhm.
And I,
Absolutely. And I
and
think there's so many things out there that are say, well, try this or try that. But like you said, how do you know if it's really working? How do we know if it's really fixing anything?
mhm. And I think, when you're a mom, and now I just realized we were both mothers of four at that time. And you want to do what's best for yourself and for your kids. And, I grew up here in the United States, but I took an exchange program through St. Cloud State University here in Minnesota and ended up in Scandinavia. And that's where I heard about this. And they're like really healthy, Angie. I mean,
Mhm.
they don't go out to eat in the same way. They don't have packaged foods because, it's really kind of banned over there. So I was kind of following along and doing what you're supposed to do and felt kind of like June Cleaver as doing the right thing with being a good mom. And I was shocked, you know?
Absolutely. And I think too, I mean, we think of Scandinavia, we think of healthy and, and you're right. It's all about what we're eating and what we're putting in our body that's making the difference. And even if we're not, doing a lot of the fast foods, processed foods, things like that, well, do we really know what's going on? And we can't really tell what's going on in the inside.
But it's not just us. There are so many people that also are having such great experiences with Zinzino and you can tell the difference on them too. So maybe we should just hear one of the stories about somebody else who's had some benefits of it. So maybe I'll ask Marilyn to unmute yourself and maybe come on and tell us a little bit about your story. Marilyn? Yes, if you'll unmute yourself first.
There.
There you
Okay,
go.
hello. I'm Marilyn Kurd from Eagan, Minnesota. I'm a retired registered nurse, and I have been taking the Ascent for a while, the gel caps, when I noticed a reoccurring hip pain, and I was having trouble walking and sleeping. And then I realized that I was not taking the appropriate dose. So I switched to the balance oil, and I take it every morning, and away I go. And now I'm training for a 5K, walking a 5K, pain-free.
That is so exciting. I love that. So having hip pain and now going to train for a 5K. I know, Angie, that is something that most people would say it can't be done.
That is absolutely phenomenal. And kudos to you, Marilyn. And, so many people are dealing with pain and, having trouble getting around. So it's wonderful to hear your story, Marilyn. Thank you for sharing.
I think one thing we'll do is just to kind of explain why things are working for me or Angie or for Marilyn. Maybe we'll just share a little bit about why this is working. So I'm going to just share my screen here and just say a few things about this. So in our company is named Zinzino. Exactly what we're talking about. We want to feel good. We want to stay fit and we want to be healthy. But at the same time, the world's getting sicker as time goes on. And I know that people are starting to ask why. Well, we know it's about what we're putting into our mouth. Let our food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Hippocrates said that so long ago, and it still is true today. Why? Because we used to eat food from Mother Nature. Now we're actually eating so much more man-made food, and it's affecting your cells. Actually, your cell membranes are made up of the omegas. And you have omega-6s and omega-3s. And the balance of those is super important. Now, we're made to be 1-to-1, one omega-6 to one omega-3. As time goes on, we've gotten more and more of the plant-based oils. Those are those omega-6s. Now, especially during the Industrial Revolution, that's when things start hitting more like 4-to-1. And that becomes kind of that balance. We don't want to be 4-to-1. We want to stay down under 3-to-1. That's the limit of where you want to have your omega-6, 3 balance. But nowadays in the United States, the average is 25-to-1. And it's just continuing to rise. It's going up and up and up. Well, what does this really mean, Angie? I know this just is crazy to think about, but it's every cell in your body, right?
Absolutely. I mean, your cells are your building blocks of your body, and we need each cell to function right. And when they're not, it's creating a lot of issues: brain health, skin health, joints and muscles, like Marilyn had talked about, having the pain. It all links together.
And we need to get that back into balance so we can see it in our cells. Healthy cells, healthy body. But when your cells get over this 3-to-1, it gets kind of stiff. And when it gets stiff, that means you're not getting the nutrients in. But probably the worst part is that little machine is always working and it needs to get rid of that. Just like your car gets rid of an exhaust, it needs to get rid of the toxins. And when your cell is over 3-to-1, that doesn't happen. So we need you to get under 3-to-1 and to get all of your cells healthy. That's probably the number one thing you can do for your body. Now, how can you tell? One of the things I thought about, Angie, is when I looked at you, I always thought that you were super healthy, but you can't see what's going on inside somebody's body. Actually, that's why we're going to take a test and find out exactly what it is. And yes, it is a simple dry blood spot test, not just any test, a test that we send to an independent lab at Vitus in Norway. They're official partners with Harvard and Cambridge University and Massachusetts General Hospital, and it is a very high quality lab. Now, it is not just a few tests that's been taken. We've taken 1.3 million tests. 1.3. Of those, 99% here in North America failed the test. 99%. Now, personally, it's a little bit embarrassing because here is my score. It is 34.4 to 1. Remember, I said you're not supposed to be over 3. I was 34.4. So nobody should have to be that high, Angie. And, I think I was Denmark's worst test for at least 5 years. It was a little embarrassing. But like I said, you have always looked really healthy. In our family, you were the one that had that model look and always healthy.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of years coaching sports and training and stuff too, but like you said, you never know what's going on. And when I took my first test, I thought I was going to come out pretty good. I thought, I'm going to ace this thing. And I tested and I was 65 to 1. And it made me kind of take a step back and I'm like, oh, well, what am I really doing? And what am I, what are my kids? I tested all them and I really found out that we weren't very healthy, Karla. We were all out of balance and we're supposed to be under that 3 to 1 and we were all significantly higher. So it was, well, it's just a matter of time if something happens, health wise. And so it was a real eye opener for me.
I think that's what the test does. It ends up being your eye opener because then you can see what is your body really trying to tell you. For me, when you knew it was supposed to be 3 to 1 and I had that high of a score, I have 4 kids. So my 3 of them had 19, 20 to 1. Still really high compared to other Scandinavians and way over 3. So that's not good either. But my youngest, who was the kid who really lived in his own world, came back at 29.4 to 1. And it was kind of like, am I doing something to poison him? But he was a kid who, just had a special thing about eating. I used to have to make a plate for him and say, this is the minimum of what you're going to eat today. But within 2 weeks of being on Zinzino, he started to take like second helpings on his own, started to talk more. I remember when he was asking his siblings about their day. And then I thought, okay, something's happening here. But then I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe, my skepticism in me was saying, is it just me? I'm really hoping this is working because, I'm giving him something and I'm really got a big hope. But actually, a week after he was taking the products, he was over at his best friend's house. They had been best friends since kindergarten. So at that time, it had been 7 years. My son was 13. Now, when I came to pick him up, usually he didn't want to eat other places. It's one of the quirks he had. And he would just stay upstairs and play computer. Well, that day, as soon as I pulled up, the front door flew open and his best friend's parents were at the door and said, what'd you do to him? What is going on with Christian? Because he was a different kid. They said for the first time ever, when they called, come and eat, they didn't expect to hear an extra voice going, coming. And they looked at each other and said, was that Christian? And sure enough, here he comes down the hall, sat at the dinner table, and not only ate with them for the first time in 7 years, but he entertained them, told about his day, laughed. They were shocked, Angie. It was crazy to see what a big change that had happened in him. So I actually knew that it wasn't just me, that these products were working.
And that's why we're so passionate about this, Karla, because of what it's doing. And you saw those changes in your son. And then you were like, okay, what is this?
It really is, and it continues on and on. I mean, I know there's so many more. Let's take, let's see, let's take Sherry. Sherry, would you mind unmuting yourself and telling us a little bit about your story?
Sure, Karla. Thanks. I'm Sherry Strite from Clarissa, Minnesota. I'm a retired nurse and a retired para, and I was dealing with all kinds of different issues, including aches and pains, brain fog, um, fainting from severe nausea, and yeah, girl. Even though I was taking some other kind of fish oil and my test was 12-1, I was still pretty sick. But within a couple of weeks of taking the balance oil, I was feeling much, much better. And I've been on it for a year and a half now, and I'm getting better and better all the time. Thing is gone. My gut issues are almost 100% better. And my aches and pains are very few and far between. I love Zinzino. It helps me feel young and energetic. And I am kind of getting old, so I want to stay young for my grandkids. Thanks, Zinzino.
I love that, Sherry. That was wonderful. And yes, we do want to stay young. Actually, Angie, I would say this is probably the best anti-aging on the market. Now my kids are grown. I have three grandchildren of my own, and most people say, you know, I think every time I see you, Karla, you're getting to look younger and younger. And I know you get the same thing, Ange.
Absolutely. And now I'm chasing after a 4-year-old too. So I'm really going all the time as well.
I know, because when we started this, I said, yeah, we did have 4 children at a time, but now Angie's got so much extra time with them, you know, she now has 5.
Yes.
And luckily you're able to run around after him. I love that. Well, maybe we will ask Miriam. Miriam, would you mind sharing your story and
Yes.
telling us a little bit about your story, Miriam? Miriam?
Sure. Hi, my name is Miriam and I'm from Burgess, Minnesota. I'm a retired insurance agent and got introduced to Zinzino a few years ago. And I'm thankful to say I really haven't struggled with health issues throughout my life. I've been thought I was very healthy and got introduced to Zinzino and decided that I would take the test because I just thought it would be a good thing to find out. And kind of like everybody else, I came in finding out I was not near as healthy as I thought I was. And so now after being on the product, I am in balance and am feeling great.
It makes so much difference. So Angie, maybe we should tell a little bit more about what these products are really doing and why people are feeling so much better.
And I just love what Miriam had said here too, Karla, about the fact that, you know, she didn't have a lot of health issues, but now getting herself into balance, she knows she's doing the best thing for her health, and it's the best insurance policy that she can have.
Absolutely. And I know I had the same thing because I really didn't feel a lot of challenges myself. But when I came back at 34.4 to 1, I knew something was up. But I can see I feel better at 55 than I probably did in my 30s. And so we want more people to be feeling the way that we're feeling. And but maybe let's share a little bit about not just the test, but what it really means to get into balance.
Mhm.
I'll let you share from here, Ange.
Yep. All right. So, all right. So, oops.
That's good. Good place.
All right. Okay, super. So as we said, you know, we want to be in balance, and we can get back into balance in 120 days, and 120 days because that's how long it takes all of our cells to renew. So in 120 days, we should be back under that 3-to-1 or near that 3-to-1 balance. So we have our scientific advisory board. We have the best scientists, the best research and development professionals on our team, going through and developing our products for us. And Dr. Paul Clayton, he is our head scientific advisor, and he's just absolutely amazing. But in regards to what is getting people into balance? Well, it's our balance oil. It's not just fish, because we actually know that fish oils don't work. It's more like eating fatty fish. And how this is different. So it is your omega-3, but it is added with these polyphenols, which is this formula that binds together and it gets your body into balance. Now, as we said before, fish oils don't work. And if you take a look here, I mean, oil, it only stays fresh in your system for 5 hours, and that's not enough to get you into balance. Cod liver oil, 15 hours, but our balance oil, 35 hours, and that's what gets everyone into balance. Now we have our balance oil that you can take once a day. I love to take it just a little shot based off your weight, and just quick and easy. Or we also have the Ascent, which is the capsule version. If people do a lot of traveling or they don't like to take the liquid oil, they can take the Ascent and get into balance as well. Now, our products have all the top, certifications. We're GMP certified, Friend of the Sea, Informed Sport, but you can be assured that you're getting the absolute best here with Zinzino. Now, this is really important in every stage in life, Karla. From the time that you're a baby, to your elderly years, for different benefits through life, from your brain function all the way up to your joints and, bone health. So it's really important. And even for women that are pregnant, when they're carrying, they need that for development of the baby, for their brain. So important for everyone. Now, actually, there's, a lot of things we can say, the health claims. We can't, of course, ever say it's going to cure or treat any disease. But to have optimal immune function, optimal brain function, optimal heart function, those are so important. And I love what you shared earlier, Karla, too. This is really the best anti-aging that we can get. So what we found out with our testing, that after that 120 days of people using the balance oil, that 95% are getting down to balance. They're getting down to that 3-to-1 or better. And so I know my results, I started out at that 65-to-1, and which was really high, but after 120 days, I got down to 4-to-1. And I know, Karla, you had some great results with your second test.
And this is my test right here on the screen. And yeah, I started at 34.4-to-1. And after 120 days, I was down to 2.8-to-1. But I want to share one more story, Ange. I told you that my son, he started at 29.4-to-1. Now, after the story of him, people starting to notice the changes in him, I decided not to wait 120 days. I mean, when you're a mom, you want to know. So I took a second test just to check. And he had already went from 29.4-to-1 down to 8-to-1 in just 30 days. That's a big difference in 30 days. Now, why 120 days? Well, 120 days because your cells need to renew. So your brain cells and your skin cells, they renew faster. But your red and white blood cells, they take a longer time. Now, the red blood cells take the longest, so that takes 120 days. That's why we take our first test, can get started on the products. And we want you to see and prove to you that these work. So we take our second test at 120 days. And Angie, I think it's crazy that we're getting 95% of everybody who's been taking this, of that 1.3 million people who have taken that second test, are getting into balance. They can see it on black and white from an independent lab that this is working.
Absolutely. Tests don't guess. And we've got a lot of people that have some amazing stories too, Karla. And you get passionate about it and want to help so many people.
Yes, let's hear actually a couple more stories here. Roger, would you mind unmuting yourself here and tell us what you have experienced? Roger?
Hey, I'm Roger Cummings from Mora, Minnesota. And I've been on this now. Well, I'm still a handyman working most every days, which I enjoy anyway. Well, my results, I was 75-1. So I win on this one. But my blood pressure has been totally in control. My diabetes numbers, the same thing. The reason I started it because I didn't feel good. And I thought there's got to be something that makes a difference. This sure did that. And just yesterday and today, I've run into guys that are hurting and want answers also. So I have meetings set up with them to help them out. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It just plain works.
Love that. And I think that's the thing is people are always looking for something that's gonna work. Here,
Yep.
you can test, you don't have to guess, and you can tell that it's working. Thank you, Roger, for sharing your story. And CJ, would you mind unmuting yourself and also telling your story? CJ?
Yes, thank you, Karla. My name is Carol. I'm a retired RN from Staples, Minnesota. And prior to taking the Zinzino products, I took the Premium Protocol kit. And the first night I slept for 8 hours straight. Prior to that, I had extreme sleep deprivation, sometimes waking up every 15 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours. And then I slept for 8 hours straight. And in about a week and a half, the extreme pain that I had been experiencing for years and years was gone. So I had phenomenal results, and I just thank God and thank Zinzino. It's changing my life. Thank you.
It just warms my heart to hear story after story. But to me, Angie, this just makes sense. Get your cells working for you instead of against you, and listen to your body. And your body will tell you when you take that blood test so that you can find out what this is doing to you. It's exciting, isn't it, Ange?
It is, Karla. It's just getting our bodies back to the way that we're meant to be. And we can do that through Zinzino. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and it's because your body it wants to heal itself. And that's what it's meant to do. That's what we're made for. So that's why we want to get into balance. But you heard someone say, I think it was CJ who said, getting on our health protocol. So maybe we'll tell a little bit about that.
Sure, we can sure do that. So in regards to our health protocol, we said that first step is, getting your cells into balance. But let's take a look at that health protocol, what that is. So for step one, get your cells into balance, and that's with our balance oil. Now, step two is to restore, and that is, restoring our gut. And so many things are starting in the gut now. And Karla, you've probably heard the gut-brain connection is so important. And they're actually saying that, first it started that your gut was your second brain. Now they're actually saying your gut's your first brain because it develops first. Well, no wonder it's so important to get your gut in balance. And our Xenobiotic does that. It gets our gut into balance. It's a blend of prebiotic fibers that feed each type of bacteria in your gut, the healthy bacteria, so that your microbiome is healthy. And then the step three is to repair and renew, that immune system, to boost that immune system, to help the muscles, the joints, the tissues with our extend. It is, our dietary supplement that is, full of the vitamins, the micronutrients, everything that we need for optimal immune system. So those three things are a health protocol. It's like our Control-Alt-Delete for our health. And then we also have something called Viva, and we call this our health protocol premium if people have issues with sleep or stress or mood. And who doesn't have issues with those kind of things these days? So the Viva is so important for, getting that sleep back, getting that relief of stress or mood issues. So I absolutely love the Viva. And we call that, a spa for the mind, that Viva. And it's just all natural saffron with the Viva. Now, Zinzino has a lot of other products and tests. We're a test-based company. But if people have other things that they are, looking at, well, we have the solution for that. And also with Zinzino, Karla, we have so many brand ambassadors, and these are professional athletes, top athletes, that take our products because they want their bodies at optimal health. They want to have optimal performance, right? They want to be able to recover from their grueling workouts and that. So they take our products because they know that they're the best for them. And Karla, we have here in Minnesota, one of our brand ambassadors, and we're very proud of him. He's a professional boxer named Slink Proper, and he fought Muhammad Ali's grandson, Nico Ali Walsh, here not too long ago, and he won that fight. And actually, now Nico has asked for a rematch. But, Slink actually told me he would be taking Zinzino products and telling everyone about them, even if he wasn't one of our ambassadors, because he knows how important they are. He knows what it's done for him and his recovery and his success. And the other day he came on and he said, Zinzino is his secret. I love that.
And it definitely is. But there's so many people. If you want to have optimal health, you want your body to be healing itself, you want to feel better. Well, then we just need to give the body all the things that it is made of so that it can heal itself. And a lot of people that are athletes, they want their body to be working optimally. Now, one of the pictures on there was also Sarah Hector. She's a alpine skier from Sweden. And I remember listening to her speak, and she said that if, because athletic people, they know that it's also brain, it is also their body. And if it's going to make her go just 0.1 second faster, that could be the difference, whether she's on the podium or not. So absolutely making a difference for athletes. And we have over 100 brand ambassadors already and growing every day. They're seeing the importance of Zinzino.
Yes, that is so exciting.
So, I think when people take a look at Zinzino and they're saying, okay, people are really making a difference. They're feeling the difference. It's not just something that people are saying here, try this, see how you feel. We're testing it and proving that this is working. And that's the difference of Zinzino. It's test-based. And when you have something that 97% of the world needs, it is this important to their health, and we can prove that this is working. And actually, by proving that this is working, what we're really showing is that whatever people are kind of doing isn't really working. That also is something that you can choose to be a part of as in our business. So in Zinzino, people can choose whether to become a customer in Zinzino or whether to become a partner in Zinzino. Now, you pay the same no matter what you choose. So don't worry about that. If you are just looking to be healthy, then we want you to take a look at the products. But if you are seeing that we can make a difference here with something, maybe you want to look at what it is to be a partner. Personally, as I said, I was a teacher and a counselor, and I loved teaching. It was very giving to me. I loved making a difference with that. But there was one thing that was a little bit more important than that were those 4 children, being a mom. Now, I was, of course, being a counselor also, we were having a lot of meetings. Every teacher knows there's a lot of meetings. And if you're going to a lot of things in the afternoon and the evenings, well, it's hard to you're just taking time from what really values most. Now, when it made a difference for my son here, I partnered up with the company and started sharing. I think I also felt obligated to. Once you know this, you can't unknow it. So I started telling friends and family. Some became customers, some became partners like Angie did. And we started sharing this. Well, within about a year and a half, I almost doubled my teacher's wages, Angie. And that gave me choices. And I was able to choose to stay at home with my children. I kind of said, if they're teenagers now, how long am I going to have them at home? And I can tell you that was the best decision I had ever made. It was, now they're all out of the house, so it really was the best gift that Zinzino gave to me. And I know you chose also to partner.
Absolutely, Carla. And like you said, when we have something that we can help so many people, I mean, that's a huge business potential, right? We know we have something that 99% of the world's population needs. Well, that has a really good potential business-wise. And I too was spending a lot of time working and didn't have a lot of time at home with my kids. And I really wanted that. And starting Zinzino has given me that extra time to be able to be at home with my kids and to make a difference with a lot of people.
And so much time that you ended up having baby number 5.
I did. That's fun.
But I think too, if people really take a look at this, there's a lot of people who have chose that this is something that they also would like to do. Maybe we'll have Arlo unmute and also tell Arlo what he saw in this. Arlo?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Arlo Matheson, I'm from Maple Grove, Minnesota. And I first learned about this 10 years ago now. I had severe skin health issues and I couldn't get a handle on it. Thank goodness somebody reached out to me to share this with me. I had such amazing results that all my friends and family were wondering, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm trying this great product. So then that's when I saw the business opportunity, because if I'm going to share this with people, I might as well get paid as well. And it's something I felt good about sharing. So being an insurance guy, I was feast or famine a lot of the times with my income, and I could see this as a way to balance that out and also fund my retirement. So thank you, Zinzino. It's been the best thing I've ever done the last 10 years.
But I think that's also fun that you could see that you're going to share this. You know, people share every day anyway. You might not realize it, but people recommend things every day, all the time. And they usually don't get an income from it. But here, once you know this, I feel like it's something I have on my heart to tell people. If there's somebody who has a health issue, how many people know people with a health issue? So many people. How many people do you know could use an extra income? So many people. So if we can just offer this to people, give them their options here. So actually, Angie, let's say a little bit about people's options here in Zinzino of starting as a partner. Want me to start, or do you want to start?
Sure.
Either way.
I can start, Carla. Absolutely. And I think, you know, you guys hit that head on to, it's just like, well, if we're going to talk about this anyway, we might as well be a partner and get paid. And, you know, we want to help everyone. So it's just letting people know what we have and letting them make the decision if it's for them or not. Now, I love the fact that Zinzino, of course, it's a Scandinavian company, but they're on NASDAQ. So if people say, well, how do you know if this is, you know, good? Well, they're not going to let companies that aren't good on NASDAQ. So it's fully transparent. The stocks have actually been doing very good, so I recommend to check those out. We've had double-digit growth every year since we've started, and it's really getting to be exciting. We're now delivering products over 100 countries, in 100 countries. Carla, how many countries was Zinzino in when you started?
I think that's a good question, because when I started 12 years ago, we were only in the 5 Scandinavian countries, and it has grown now where you can partner up with over 40, but you can actually have customers in over 100 countries. That's crazy growth.
Yes, absolutely huge. And so here you can see where we've got offices all over globally, but we're really on a mission to help people. So starting your business, how to start your business? Well, you should start out with a partner kit, right? Because you should get tested yourself. And if you're like me and Carla, you're probably going to want to test your family too. And so get yourself a kit with some tests and some products, get started. I always recommend the Ultimate Partner Kit because it has the most products, you have the biggest discount, and it's also a refund kit. So after 12 months, if you have at least 25 products going out to your customers in that 12th month, they give you a full refund. So you're basically just starting your business on a deposit, right? They're giving you that money back. So you can start your business and basically start for free when you think of it that way. So it's absolutely just amazing. Now we have a monthly auto ship as a partner. It's just your balance oil that you use each month. And then we also have a GoCore app training. That's where you're getting all your training. And also every 4th month, my helper's coming, you get a balance test for free. So you can actually retest yourself. So Karla, I think I'm going to pass it over to you so I can help my little guy here.
I absolutely love that this is a company that, you know, you can be working from home even when you have a 4-year-old standing next to you and still doing this. That's what makes it kind of fun. You know, but there are, you just, if you're thinking of becoming a partner, like she said, you know, you can take one of the kits, you can actually start for free, but you're going to want to get a kit to have products for you and your family. And why not take a kit that you can actually get refunded? Now, like I said, there's so many people that have chose to become a partner. And I thought this is a good time to pull on another one here. Jackie, would you mind unmuting yourself and telling a little bit of why you chose to partner up with the company? Jackie?
Sure, I would be happy to. Hi, my name is Jackie and I live in Bayfield, Wisconsin with my husband, Gary. And we were both retired, which meant that our income had shrunk. So about 4 years ago, we were introduced to Zinzino. And when I found out about Zinzino and what it does for people, I could not share. But what it has given us is the opportunity to travel more. It has given us the opportunity to sponsor folks, including some of our kids and grandkids. And last year, we were able to take a family vacation with all of our kids and grandbabies that Grandma and Grandpa paid for. So thank you, Zinzino.
I just love to hear stories like that because you can start this business at any age. I know people that have started and building this at 18 and 80. So everybody, whatever your goal or dream is, you can do that. So getting started, being your own boss, putting aside the hours and the work time that you want to do, that's what you can have in Zinzino. So I'm going to just continue to share a little bit more about how this business really works. So of course, getting started first with one of the products, this is where Angie left off, having that refund kit. You can actually, this is $3,000 worth of products that you can get completely refunded. Now, you're usually going to be continue taking your products. Well, here you're going to do the same thing, taking those products every month that we have with our auto order. You're getting our training for free in that. And every 4th month, you get a free test included in that. But you know, why pay for it if you can get it for free? Do you know all customers and partners, whichever you decide, everybody can get it for free. If you have 4 times the volume of what you are ordering yourself, you don't pay a thing. You might pay tax and shipping there, but other than that, you can get it completely for free. So how does compensation really work? Well, in Zinzino, you're getting paid on the volume. Some people will become customers, some people will become partners. And that's what you're getting paid on. So Zinzino actually pays back 50% of all the sales go back to the partners that are talking about it as referrals. So you do not find this someplace else. Now, as I said, you've got the customer side. You get more and more income and more payback on the cash bonuses, the more customers that you get. So you are getting paid on the work that you did month after month after month. And if people understand, here's your first test and how important that is, and then you can show them, here is your second test. and you got them into balance. Like I said, Angie said, 95% are getting completely into balance. And we're not at people's houses checking if they're taking it every day and they're taking the right dose, like Marilyn said. So once we get that straight, we can show it and they're having those results. Remember, they don't get this somewhere else. So they continue to order again and again and again. And that benefits you with a residual income, as Arlo talked about, long term. So the more income you have, whether it's, and remember, you can see here where it says 25, 50, 100, 200 customers, but for every product that goes through your business, that's a customer. It would be the same if you had 25 separate people ordering 1 bottle of oil or one person ordering 25 bottles of oil. So each scenario there is 25 customer points. But notice some of the fun things here. When you get up to 100 customer points, they give you an extra bonus. Notice the sum of that bonus, $11,500. That's a high difference, an extra bonus for that many customers. Paid out 25 months of $400 and some every month. Now you also have a separate bonus at the 200 customer points also. So that's a special annual trip. They send you on a 5-star hotel somewhere around the world. Our next trip goes to Thailand. Angie, I know you're going to want to be a part of that, right?
Yep, I'm not going to miss that. We've been on a lot of amazing trips together, Karla, so I'm certainly not going to miss this next one.
We're going to for sure be on that one too. So absolutely. So this is the customer career plan. You're going to help get more customers, but this is just part of the compensation plan. As time goes on, you might not see that you're getting a lot of income at the start because it takes time to build up that portfolio. But as you're growing, you're going to start seeing that duplication because more customers refer others, partners refer others, and that's how your team grows. And at some point, you're going to have a lot of income with still the same amount of time. And that really can make a lot of difference in your income. Let's take a look at how that really works. So in Zinzino, we have a 4-step process of getting started. You can do these 4 steps in 4 months, or you could actually do them all in the first month. It's totally up to you. So the first step is getting 4 customer points. Now remember, if they get 4 products that add up to the 20 credits, and all of our credits, every product has a credit volume. If you get that in there first, you're going to get a bonus where you're getting your customers. Remember, our bonuses come from customers and partners. On the next month, we want everyone to work at getting 2 partners enrolled. Now that gives you another bonus. So when you have your 4 customer points is the first step, 2 people on the second step, then we're going to help those 2 do the same thing and also sponsor 2, and then getting your 10 customer points. That is our first 4 steps. Now, by doing that, you end up having bonus upon bonus upon bonus in your first 4 months. Like I said, you don't have to use all 4 months to do it, but these 4 bonuses together will add up to $2,800 or more, depending on what people are purchasing. And you decide the time and how much you want to put aside for that. And remember, you are also going to get that kit for free if you've gotten the ultimate kit and at the end of the year. So this is just the start. If you can do this, and we will help you do it, this level is what we call silver. And this is all we need to know, because if you can help others do the same thing, duplication is the key. Once you've learned those first 4 steps, if you can help 4 people do those, that means 4 people to the silver level. That gets you an executive income that's at least $1,000 every month in your pocket that you're executive. Now, $1,000, Angie, that's going to make a big difference for a lot of people getting that every month. I know there's a lot of people who could use that. But you don't have to stop here. If you know how to get to executive, if you help 4 people get to that executive level, that is what we call our diamond level. That's close to $5,000 every month. One of the bonuses of that is what we call our car bonus. That's over $1,000 every month just there. This is a fun level because this was matching my teacher's wages. We've seen people do this in a short period of time. We've seen people take 10 years to build this. It's totally up to you and the work you want to put into it. Now, if you know how to get to this diamond level, I'm sure there's other people who say, hey, I could definitely use $5,000 a month myself. Would you help me do that? Absolutely. If you help 4 people to the diamond level, that's a level we call crown in Zinzino. That has a minimum of $13,000 every month. Yes, every month. Now, Zinzino doesn't stop there. You can actually get to the crown level and above. There is actually no limit to what income you can produce every month. It's definitely just getting started. We have started in 2005 in Zinzino and have been growing, as Angie said, double digits every year. We are now here right before our 1 million mark of customers and partners in Zinzino, but that's not where we're going to end. We plan on hitting 20 million customers in 2035 and 100 million customers in 2050. We know that everybody needs this. That's what gets us passionate about it, and that's what we see is definitely the future. We want to shape the future of nutrition, to test, not guess. That's what Zinzino's about. Now, I think the best part about this is where we're really going, because we can help so many people. I have said, I love what I do because the only thing I do is to either help people get healthy or help people create an income by helping people get healthy. And it really is a rewarding thing. And I think our future is nobody's going to take any supplement. Now, realize that the supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And do people really know if what they're taking works? Here, we can show you, prove it to you with your own blood, so your body's actually telling you if it's working or not. And that, I think, is going to be the future. Give it 5 or 10 years, and nobody is going to take any supplement unless, number one, you can prove that they need it. There's a lot of things being taken out there that people really don't know if they really need it. And number two, if it really works. That's what Zinzino's about, and that's what we're doing. And I think, Angie, that's why we're so excited about it.
Absolutely, Karla. You hit that head on. And we have something that everyone needs. We can prove that it works. And if we look around, I think North America is going to be the #1 market because we have so many people that need it. We have a big population, but not just health-wise. So many people could be benefiting from the business side of it and having that little bit of extra income. And I love the fact that we can make a plan individual for each person. So what they want to get out, we can help them make a plan to achieve their goals. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's so individual, not only individual nutrition plans that's really tailor-made to what people need, but it is also tailor-making a plan of income of what people need and what they want to do, because it is all up to you. You're the one who decides, do you want to become a customer? And do you want to get your body healthy? Because I don't see anything like Zinzino on the market. There is nothing like what our health protocol is, what it does, and we're proving that this works. This is not just a fish oil. This works like oily fish. This is like getting the nutrients into your body so that you can let your body heal. And we have a company that's so exciting. We have so much fun doing it, and because we hear all these stories. So we want to grow those stories, and we want more people to become healthy, and we want to help more people definitely get healthy and to create that income. So the choice is up to you. We're hoping that you will grab the person who introduced this to you and talk to them about what your choice is, and tell them what you want to do with Zinzino. Any last comments, Angie? I think we got things covered, but I think
Well, I hope to see everyone again soon. Thank you.
thanks everybody for joining. We really appreciate you. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. Thanks everybody who shared their story for today. Let's get out there and share more stories. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.